know girls who are trying to fit into the social norm like squeezing in a last year's prom dress. I know girls who are low-rise, MAC eyeshadow, and binge drinking. I know girls that wonder if they're disaster and sexy enough to fit in. I know girls who are fleeing bombs from the mosques of their skin, playing Russian roulette with death. It's never easy to accept that our bodies are fallible and flawed.
I grew up in Seattle, and for since I could remember, I was always really obsessed with looking a certain way or dieting and working out. In the 5 years that I was bulimic, when I think back, I just feel dread because it was obsession and tunnel vision and anger and heartbreak all at once. And these are things I would feel if I just ate a slice of pizza. I was highly influenced by popular culture. Their body types are different than mine. And a lot of popular media likes to highlight, again, Caucasians and white women. So growing up, I saw a lot of really slender, long-legged women. If you look at Lucy Liu, she's long-limbed and very thin and delicate, and I'm not delicate at all, which is fine. I'm cool with it now. I went to college in New York City, and no one knew me there, so no one could really tell what was going on with me. I progressively got worse, but by the time I moved back to Seattle for recovery, I was always on edge. The eating disorder eventually manifested in mood disorders, so I would be really sad and depressed for an amount of time. And I also had really bad anger issues, which was never an issue before. I used to cut, and I would punch myself and destroy things that were of value to me. It was a period in 2009, fall to winter of 2009. I was just on a really strict diet, and I was working out and exercising every day. I would even skip class sometimes to go on runs. But then I had binged one night, and so I started throwing up again. And so I told my parents I didn't want to come home for Christmas. And then on Christmas Day, I spent Christmas Day on the floor of my bathroom just sobbing. And then that night I called my sister and I told her, I think I have a problem and I need to go home to Seattle and I need to tell mom and dad. If I could talk to myself when I was in first grade, I would sit her down and look deep into her soul and just be like, I know you think this matters, and I know you think because you don't look like the other girls, that means there's something wrong with you. But one, that is the biggest lie that I think movies and TV and even music will tell people, that there's a standard or default that you need to look like in order to be loved or to be liked or to even succeed. Having fun and being happy and having friends and living life and laughing and smiling and enjoying food and falling in love with someone who loves you for who you are and learning in school and expanding your mind and traveling and cooking with friends and baking cookies for your parents and going to parties and being at home for Christmas and for New Year's. All that stuff is so much more important than sitting alone in your apartment because you're too scared to go out because you're not thin enough. I lost my early 20s when I could have been doing so much more and experiencing so many more positive emotions had I not been so focused on one thing.